Hey there, it's Kristen, guys. For those of you following along, today is day 8 of our 30 Days to Living Well Essentially challenge. So for 30 days, I'm going to share with you ways you can change your mindset and your habits so that you too can be living well essentially. Last week we focused on habits and how to change our thought patterns and our behavior patterns in order to change our unhealthy habits and implement new, healthier habits for a new and healthy lifestyle. So this week we're going to take some of what we learned to change our mindset in regard to food and nutrition. And we started off yesterday by identifying our limiting beliefs in regard to food and nutrition. We addressed how our beliefs in regards to nutrition and food may be currently hurting us or how it can be hurting our future selves. And so now that we understand our limiting beliefs in regard to food and nutrition, it's time to develop our nutrition plan. Keep in mind, a nutrition reset is not about perfection. It's not about changing everything all at one time, and it's not meant to be restrictive. It's about taking the necessary steps, one step at a time, to eating healthy. And keep in mind that eating healthy is normal. Unfortunately, somehow we've gotten this all wrong over time. As a society, we've come to view foods that are filled with preservatives and chemicals and artificial sweeteners as rewarding and satisfying. And foods that God intended us to eat, we are viewing those foods as a punishment for unhealthy choices and unhealthy eating habits. So this is why a nutrition reset and a shift in mindset is necessary to successfully implementing healthy eating habits. So as we talked about last week, there are various components to writing out a plan. And so today we're going to use those components to put together a nutrition plan. The first step is identifying what are you going to do. This step requires you to understand the diet or protocol you are following and whether it's the healing diet, keto, whole foods, paleo, low carb, or low fat. So for instance, if you're following the healing diet protocol, your plan is going to state, I'm going to start eating gluten-free, dairy and egg protein-free, soy-free, mercury-free, no unnatural, and processed sugars. You need to be clear on what you can and cannot have. The second step is to identify when. When it comes to nutrition, you can either be all in or you may choose to ease your way in. So there's a couple of options here. You may decide that Monday through Friday you're going to eat this way, or you may decide that 2 of your 3 meals a day are going to follow the new protocol. You may even decide to choose to substitute 2 whole foods for processed foods each day. You may decide that you're going to add an extra serving of fruit and vegetables to every meal. When you're creating your win, when you're establishing your win, you need to include a set timeline for accomplishing your mini goals. So take the big goal and divide it into mini goals. And in your plan state, I plan to be completely gluten-free for, and put an end date on it. I plan to be completely gluten-free for 90 days. The third step in writing out your nutrition plan is determining the how. This can include removing from your pantry and refrigerator all items or ingredients that don't follow the nutrition protocol you've established in step 1. This can include teaching yourself to be more mindful about reading labels. This can be you buying more fresh and organic foods and buying less packaged or processed foods. This can include setting up a day to meal prep so that you have meals on hand ready to go as part of how you're going to implement and stick to your nutrition plan. As part of the how, you need to know how are you going to curb cravings, or you need to know how are you going to handle social settings or going out to eat. You need to know how you're going to handle the things that trigger you to make unhealthy food choices. And don't worry, tomorrow we're going to talk a lot more about triggers and how to address them, how to change them, and how to get around them. And finally, you need to determine the where. When it comes to nutrition, the where may seem pretty obvious. Your kitchen, right? And while this is true, most of us eat our meals away from home, like at work. So you need to make sure that wherever you're eating, it is set up so that you can successfully make healthy choices. For instance, you probably have a candy or snack drawer at work. Well, you need to take a look at that candy or snack drawer, and you probably need to throw out what's in there and then fill it with healthier snacking options. Or is there a restaurant you know that you have no self-control when it comes to their menu? Then probably best to avoid this establishment until you can trust yourself to make better food choices, or use it as a reward for meeting many weight loss goals or healthy lifestyle goals. So your challenge for day 8 is to write out your nutrition plan. You have to make sure you include the 4 components of writing out a plan. First, the what. State your intention and be clear. I'm going to eat, and fill that in. The second is the how. How are you going to achieve your goal? How are you going to implement the what? Third is the when. Are you all in, or are you going to ease your way into change? But you have to be clear on how long you plan to work on the change, and understand that your rate of results is determined by how long it takes you to fully embrace your nutrition plan. And the 4th step is the where. What areas of your life, home, work, your car, do you need to set up for success? So join me tomorrow as we continue to take all that we've learned about changing and forming new habits and use it to change our nutrition so that you too can be living well essentially.